What's going on, everybody? Matthew Moniz here. We are live for another unboxing of another laptop during another week. It's now fall. The summer's gone, but I'm still here. I'm still here. And so is Ash. I didn't forget this time to introduce him. He's manning the microphone, the red microphone, my friends. Ash, introduce yourself to the people.
What's up?
There it is, the beautiful entrance from Ash Taylor. Thank you, Ash, for that awesome entrance. So, my friends, what is going on? Who's in the chat today? We got Lover of Tech. What's going on, Moniz fam? What is going on, brother? We have Angelica Romero. Hello, everybody. We got Yohini. We got Iftagahar. Okay, so I totally butchered that name. We got everybody. Where's my Discord crew? I don't see anybody here. Tom, there he is. Tom the Tech Savage moderating the chat. If you guys mess around, the Savage will get you. But if you want to be part of the Discord family, the Discord gang, the link is in the description down below. It's also going to be in the chat. That's where we talk tech. I answer all of your problems, and I even help you with relationship advice. Tom, you're the man. Thank you so much. I love you, and so does your mother. You're the man, and you're the savage. I know. I'm sorry about last week, guys. It was iPhone week. I just got the iPhones. I had to unbox them. As you know, for all YouTubers, they are a great source of bringing in new people, so you have to take advantage of whatever time in the first few days when you get that product. But enough about the iPhone, because I'm sure that's not what you are here for. You're here for the main steak, or if you're vegan, the main soybean. We have the Asus Republic of Gamers Hero Edition. This is the gaming laptop edition. This has been refreshed. The GL503 GE. I probably got that wrong because Asus has the worst naming scheme. We're going to unbox it today. We're going to take a look. I'm going to talk about the specs and whether or not my first impressions are good or not. So let's just jump right into the box. Okay, first things first, we got to get rid of the little plastic here. Got my trusty little box cutting knife. Naeem, thank you so much for the donation. You are the man. I really super duper appreciate it. You didn't have to do that, but I'm glad you're here with us. Freshly unboxed. I have never unboxed this product before. As you can see, I just got it today. I actually got it 2 hours before. I was kind of worried I wasn't going to get it on time. We have a nice little plastic cover to keep this thing nice and fresh, just like it came out of the oven. Well, let's hope it doesn't act like an oven because we don't want this thing to thermal throttle. Beautiful. I love the way Asus is designing their gaming laptops now. I'm going to put this to the side. Here's a quick glance. That's exactly what it looks like. Okay. Put it here, over there, over there, over there, over here. And here we have the box. Okay. Just simple, typical Asus. You know what? Like, do we really care? Got a bunch of paperwork. We got the power adapter. I'm guessing this is 130 volts. This is, doesn't say. Does not say. But my guess is 130 to 150 volt charger. It's a little thick, a little bit wider than most. For example, the Lenovo, not Helios, the Lenovo Y730 has a much nicer charger, but the best one is still in the HP Omen in terms of charging bricks. But this is not bad. It's not like Acer's. Acer's has the ugliest one. Okay, so that's pretty much it in the box. I'm gonna put this over here. So that's what the charger's gonna look like, all right? Laurent Luttenberg asks, how much does it cost? This laptop is $1150 USD. And we're going to talk about the specs right now. Inside of here, we have an i7-8750H processor. We have a GTX 1050 Ti. I believe there's a 128 gigabyte SSD and a 1 terabyte Barracuda Fire drive. And for RAM, I believe it's 16 gigabytes, but of course, we're going to check that all out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for specs. Of course, most of the stuff in here will be upgradable, and if you want, we can open it up and take a look inside. Let's do a quick port selection, but before I do that, I just want to talk about the materials. This is all plastic. So what Asus has done is gone for a two-tone scheme over here. We have a nice striped panel on the top right side, and of course you have the ROG logo on the left side, giving it some gaming flair. So this is something people are going to notice when you walk into a coffee shop and you start playing Overwatch. Not the most sleek-looking laptop, but it's better than the typical traditional red and black.
What's the build quality like?
Build quality is, it's plastic. Let me go through the ports and take a look at it. But I think, in terms of build quality, it's right on par with the Dell G7. I would say it's slightly better than the what's it called? The Acer Predator Helios 300. That feels a little bit cheaper than this. Fernando Escobar. I hope you're not related to Pablo Escobar, because if you are, I will be nice to you always. But thank you so much. I have no idea how much that is, but regardless, you're the man. I appreciate it. And your question is one of the most entertaining channels. That wasn't a question. I just assumed it was going to be a question. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for taking the time to actually be here today. That means more to me than anything. So here it is. This is what it looks like when it's opened up. I definitely think the build quality is slightly better than the Acer Predator Helios 300 in terms of first impressions. But I mean, it's not like, the more premium Zephyrus line. For ports, let's go through that quickly. On the left-hand side, we have your barrel connector, RJ45 port. We have a mini display port, full-size HDMI, 2 USB 3.0 ports, and your audio in jack. On the right-hand side, we have your Kensington lock, 2 more USB 3.0 ports, and a USB Type-C, which I'm not sure if it's Thunderbolt 3. We're going to find that out once we load up this laptop. On the back, nothing. Just a clean grill for venting heat. I like the new design. It's nice and clean. It's definitely different. So what Asus has done is it allows you to quickly get into your laptop by removing the bottom panel. For easy access, you just remove one screw and you're in. You probably just take off this pad, which I'm not going to do right now. We'll do it soon. And then this way you can get in there and upgrade what you need. All right, first thing we're going to do, we're going to boot this guy up and do our typical test. We're going to start off with the display test. I'm going to plug it in, so this way we get some juice going, let it power up.
So what's the price of this?
On Amazon US, it's $11.50. On Amazon Canada, it's probably about $9,000 and 4 kids. That's how expensive it is on Amazon Canada. Now on Amazon Canada, it's probably, I'm guessing, like $1,800 Canadian. That's my guess.
So how does this compare to the G7?
So to the G7, so the G7 has a 1060 Max Q. This guy only has a 1050 Ti, but there's another version of this, the GL504VM. That one has a 1060, but obviously it costs a little bit more money. You're not going to get it for the same price you would in terms of the Dell G7. The big takeaway with this device compared to all the other laptops at this price point, what makes it unique compared to everything else, is the display. It's 120 Hertz and it has G-Sync. Nothing else at this price point has G-Sync, but there's a caveat to that, and I'm going to explain to you in a second.
A what?
Caveat.
So Lover Tech asks or says, let's hope there's a Thunderbolt 3 on this laptop. Overall, the specs apart from the GPU are looking good. Let's see the display.
Display. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what the display is right now. It's not an IPS display. It's a TN panel. That's how they were able to pull off 120 Hertz and G-Sync. But apparently, from what I've read on other reviews, because I like to do my homework before I show you guys things, it's a pretty good TN panel. So we're going to test that out with a color accuracy test. Okay, we're going to plug this in.
Tony Zhang says G7 has Thunderbolt 3 and 1060 GTX for the same price.
Yeah, but does it have G-Sync? Does it have G-Sync? That's the main question. G-Sync is key when you're gaming.
Is this the only version of this configuration?
There's other versions of this configuration with more RAM and more hard drive space, but if you want the version with a 1060, you got to jump up to the GL504VM. That's the exact model.
Does this have a RGB keyboard?
Yep. So as you can see, based on the little, I don't know if you guys can see in the thing, but it just booted up quickly. It's flashing red, now it's green. You can basically customize each zone to whatever color you want. So if you want a seizure, you can do that. What?
Give it a tilt.
I don't know if you guys can see.
Keep tilting.
There you go. So there is RGB, if that's your thing. All right, we're loading her up. I do not see anything on the display. This is not a good sign. All right, we got a boot screen. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit easier so you guys can see at the same time.
Benjamin asks, what's the use of G-Sync in a 1050 Ti?
So the beauty about G-Sync is even though you don't get the full frame rates, it'll still do its best job to do variable frame rate smoothing. So even if you're only getting 50 FPS, at least you're going to get a smooth 50 FPS based on the frequency of your monitor. So, you know, if you drop down the settings to lower medium, you're going to be able to get 120 frames on some games. And then that G-Sync will be able to give you a better experience.
Angelica really likes the computer, so that's cool.
Thank you, Angelica. The computer likes you.
Azo asks, what's the difference between this and the Scar 2?
I think the Scar 2 is the 17-inch version. I think you can get that with more powerful hardware. I think that's the big difference. You have to jump up to 17 inches. This is 15.6 inches, so that's the big takeaway. So based on my first impressions of the display, you can definitely see some color shifting. And that's typical of TN panels no matter how good they are. But it's not dramatic compared to some crappy ones that I've seen in my lifetime. So first impressions of the touchpad seems pretty good. For a gaming laptop, it is made out of plastic. It's probably using Windows Precision drivers.
I'm Cortana.
Fernando
Cortana.
says the 4,000 COP I donated is something like US $1.30.
What?
I think he's what he's saying.
Oh, thank you,
conversion.
Fernando.
Joshua asks, what's the weight of the laptop?
That's a good question. I didn't look up the weight before I started the stream, but based on the Matt Moniz hand test, it's definitely one of the heavier ones. I'm guessing 5.8 to 6 pounds is my guess. Definitely not one of the lighter ones, that's for sure. Vipul, my man, thank you. I appreciate it, buddy.
Mike says the Scar 2 is also 15 inches.
Okay, then I gotta look it up then. I haven't reviewed the Scar 2. It's not here yet in Canada, so I haven't had a chance to take a look at it. Ooh, keyboard flex. A little squishy. Keyboard flex is a little more than usual, just to let you guys know.
Lover of Tech Adson says G-Sync is awesome, especially for the lower end frame rates in gaming. He feels that the TN panel is a good compromise.
Yeah, I mean, if you're buying a gaming laptop and you're strictly gaming, a TN panel is totally fine. I mean, like, you're not going to be that disappointed compared to IPS.
So the Scar 2 is also available in a 15-inch version with 1060 and 144 hertz panel.
Probably without G-Sync, though, which is the big taker. But obviously you get the more powerful hardware, which is a nice trade-off.
Sean says the Omen 15 or this. He's totally not trying to validate his recent purchase.
Omen 15 for sure. This is a weaker laptop. Omen 15 obviously has more value for the money. You are going to get better performance out of it. And it's also lighter, which is always a bonus.
Lots of people ask about real-world battery life. I mean, you just opened it.
I just opened the box, so I don't know why you're asking me that question. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Is the keyboard plastic or metal foam?
Plastic. Plastic, plastic, plastic. It's very mushy. One of the more mushier keyboards. I'm not a fan of this one, to be honest with you. I give this keyboard a 5 out of 10. Yeah, definitely a 5 out of 10. And oh, these arrow keys. Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but like, look at the position. I mean, most people are not going to be using these arrow keys, but they're not in the best position. They like crammed in a full-size keyboard, and then they put a numeric keypad here, but the arrow keys just look like they don't belong here. They look segregated. They look like the keyboard got a little too racist and pushed the arrow keys out of the position. I don't like that kind of treatment.
Can you test some games on it? Asks.
If there's time, I will. If there's time. We never have time, but if I will be doing a live stream on Sunday night, if you want to see gameplay on this laptop, tune in, 9 p.m. Twitch information is in the description down below.
Sakamoto wants to know the specs of this laptop.
Okay, I'll say them again. So the specs of this laptop is an i7-8750H, 16 gigabytes of RAM. We have a 128 gigabyte SSD. We have a 1 terabyte Barracuda Fire drive to store all of your games and documents. GTX 1050 Ti. It's not a Max-Q. And it has a display. Can't beat that. 120 hertz.
Jen Knapp wants to know, what's the difference between this and the Hero Scar?
Honestly, so the Hero Scar, so I haven't reviewed too many gaming laptops from Asus this year. I basically only reviewed the Zephyrus this year just because Asus Canada is awful at getting review units. It's honestly like getting review units at the pace of like a year behind. It's ridiculous. And it's just Canada. Anyways, a long story short, I think the Scar is the more premium version of this. I could be wrong. And then you have the Zephyrus, which is their top of the line.
What's the Screenflex like?
Screenflex test. It's not bad. I mean, it's same as like the Omen 15. There's definitely some color shifting. I'm trying to see if there's any blacklight bleeding. It's hard to tell without turning off the lights.
Fusion Harry says that we should all bet on if it's going to thermal throttle or not.
Those are always fun bets. But it's hard to tell if it's going to thermal throttle until I actually put some time in game on it for more than an hour.
Do you know the battery size?
We're going to open it up and find out. But my guess, it's between 50 and 70 watts.
Candle Guy FX, he would like to know how it responds to Revit, AutoCAD, the Adobe suite.
No problem. AutoCAD, I'll have to try to download a trial version because I don't have a full copy, but I can test it out. Is there anything specific in AutoCAD you want me to try? Like if it's for 2D work, it'll handle it very easily. Like the Surface Go can handle 2D work. But if it's 3D related stuff, then, you know, I'll test that out for you.
Twice asks, is it upgradable to Intel Optane?
I believe so. But why would you want to put Intel Optane in here if you already have a 128 gigabyte SSD? It makes no sense. Intel Optane's for laptops that have older, mechanical drives, and you have a slot for Intel Optane. That's when you put it in. But you don't waste your time with Optane if you have an SSD drive.
Closer Look asks, is the hinge good?
Yeah, it's solid. Feels pretty solid. No complaints.
Can it be opened with one hand?
Well, if I do that, I'm going to turn off the laptop. Okay, let's try. Whatever. You ready? One hand test. Nailed it. Nailed it. Now you can show all your MacBook Pro friends. Be like, psh. Like, oh, my laptop can be opened with one hand. Well, I have the Asus ROG Strix 15.6 inch version 2 GL503 GE. Watch me do it, punk.
Okay, so people obviously want to know the webcam quality, the speaker quality,
All right.
obviously display specs for calibration stuff.
Let's do a speaker test first since I already got this bad boy open. Based on my first looks, the screen is definitely on the cooler side, so we're going to have to color calibrate it because I'm not impressed with the color tones. It's very blue. It's a very blue screen. Let's do a sound test. I got to make sure I don't get demonetized again like I did the last time we did a live stream. Okay, we'll go to my boy.
Twice asks, is the logo light? Can it be changed?
We're going to find that out. I'm going to load up the Asus software after we do the speaker test. Okay, let me blast up the volume. We're at 100. Here we go. Are you ready? What do you think?
I thought it sounded pretty good.
I think it sounds a little tinny because the speakers are underneath. But yeah, it's clear. It's not super loud, but it's fine. It's like every other game laptop.
I think some of the previous ones sounded worse.
I think it sounds like all the other ones. There's nothing special about it. But hey, what do I know?
It had more lower end.
It did?
Yeah.
You guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the speakers.
So GamePort Ultra says, hey, is there any buzzing from the speakers? No, there is not. No, when you played it.
Oh, no. There's no distortion or anything like that. Okay, so let's load up and see what we can do about RGB.
Do the webcam.
You want to do the webcam first?
Know about the webcam.
I already know what the webcam is going to be like. It's going to be like every other gaming laptop. It's going to look like a potato. Oh my God, this keyboard is honestly not that great. It's very, very mushy. Here, Ash, have a type. Have a type. Come on. Get jiggy with it. Come on. It's very, very mushy.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's as good as this one in
That
terms of mushiness.
Are you crazy?
In terms of mushiness.
That's the ThinkPad, man. That thing is like the champ. This is like, I don't know. It's the Flex. Like if you're typing hard on this.
I think you're being slightly harsh on it. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Well, I'm pickier. So that's because I've reviewed so many laptops. You get to know them a little bit more intimately. I mean, eventually you're going to know your keyboard intimately. All right. Okay, so you guys want to do the webcam? Let's do it. Here we go.
You see the big spider behind you. The other side.
Where?
Right there.
Oh my God. Can you guys see that?
There's
a spider on the wall. Jesus. All right. Okay, webcam test. Here we go. Oh, man. Ugh.
Wow.
Look at that. Well, it's going into the light now, but like it is. Honestly, like most of the webcams on gaming laptops are terrible, and that's just standard practice. This one's probably one of the worst ones. I think this one is like probably the worst. It's really bad. Anyways, expected. Bezels are pretty thick too. Got thick bezels. Not the biggest deal. I mean, most of these gaming laptops these days have thick bezels.
So someone, I think it's Hamza, wanted if you could just lift the laptop, or he wants to look, get a close shot around the area of the touchpad.
The touchpad? Sure, no problem.
Is that good enough?
Is that good enough for you, Hamza, buddy?
All right, and then just finishing this portion of Hendrik asks, why not the Hero 2?
Because that's the only one I could get right now. Or else I would have got the Hero 2. And to be quite honest, most people are interested in like cheaper, more affordable laptops. So I try to get the cheaper ones just because those are the ones they're trying to focus on right now, just because that's all they can afford. So it's always hard to find the best one. And I want to review all of them so I can give you guys a better selection in terms of what to get and what not to get. So I'm just going to go ahead and install the display stuff.
Mike was asking, is the keyboard bad as a GF63?
Oh, yes. No, not that bad. GF63 definitely has the worst keyboard. This is a step above that.
Sajad asks, Legion Y730 or this one?
Oh, Y730, hands down. Lenovo did a really good job with that laptop. I was impressed. Like this year Lenovo improved significantly with their Legion line compared to last year. Last year's Y520 wasn't that good.
Our Shattered Legacy says, sorry he's late. It wouldn't play for him, but he's here now.
Thanks, Shattered, for coming online. I hope you had a good day at school.
So Jen, he said, actually I did a short search on this. Apparently the Hero is for mobile players, whilst the Scar is for FPS gamers.
There you go.
Also, the Scar has a brushed aluminium top compared to this one with the stripes.
Yeah, I think this is like their mid-range to budget line, and then you have the Scar, which is kind of like more mid-range to like lower upper, and then of course the Zephyrus is basically their mainstream laptop, like the most expensive one.
Tom says, ew, Matt Moniz on a laptop.
All right, we're gonna do the color display now, just to get an idea of color calibration.
AV was asking, does this laptop compete with, obviously not, the Y730 or the Y530?
Honestly, I'd probably still get the Y530. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's hold off.
What's the competition?
Oh, the competition. Well, this is 1150, right, with an i7 in it. The Y530 starts at 850, but you get an i5 with the same GPU. So I'd probably say this would be the same. Yeah, I'd say this is more the Y530. The Y530 with an i7 CPU. Just because the 730
asks, is this does this have Bluetooth 4.0 or 4.1?
I have no idea.
Well, you should find out.
I will. What's going on here? I will find that out for you.
Pranav asks, can it control back logo brightness using the screen brightness?
Is the logo even lit? Oh, it is lit. Okay, we're gonna find out. We're gonna load up the actual software, but first we're gonna do the display test to find out how good this TN panel is. Maybe it's good enough that you can actually do some color work on it.
So Lover of Tech says, off topic but on topic, I just discovered the Gigabyte Aero 15X V8. He says, wow, I think that might give the Blade 15 a run for its money. Hope you can check it out.
I've been trying to get a hold of Gigabyte for like years. So I have no idea what's going on over there. But as soon as I do, I will start reviewing their products. But until then, like, there's nothing I can do about it. But I've heard really great things about the Aero line. Like every time I say a good thing about a laptop, like, oh, you should try the Aero instead. You should try this product from Gigabyte. So stay tuned. I'll have something soon. If they don't respond to me, I'll use other measures to get it in my hands.
Gamepool Ultra says, how is the fan controls? Are the fans working?
Hold on. So right now the fans are doing a good job. They're not loud. And usually with other laptops on idle, they'd be like blasting away. But so far they're pretty good. Like I said, once we do the display calibration, I'll load up the RGB stuff so you guys can check that out. And then of course, we'll go ahead and see if we can actually manipulate the fans, see how loud they get when they're under full load.
So some people, especially Surya, want you to do a review of the Asus Swift 3.
I plan to. I'm going to be doing a review of the Asus Swift 3 and the Aspire 7, so stay tuned for that. Especially the Aspire 7. That's an interesting one. I'm more keen to review that first just because it has some good stuff in it. Okay, we're doing the calibration test. Here we go. I'm going to turn down... Actually, I can't do that. Turn down the display thing. All right, any more questions in the meantime? Best gaming laptop up to $2,000. Depends. Do you want a 17-inch or a 15-inch? I need more details here.
How hot does the laptop get?
Laxman, we don't know. I just got it 5 minutes ago. I just took it out of the box. We're going to find that out on Sunday when I do my live stream at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch if you want to be there to find that out. But we'll do all of that.
Sushant says, it's 2 a.m. in the morning now in Nepal. Still loving the content.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. You're dedicated, and I appreciate you for staying up so late.
Bernard asks, is this a 144 hertz screen or a 60 hertz screen?
120 hertz.
Did you put that in the title?
Yes, it's in the title.
Okay.
It's in the title. The title literally says 120 hertz plus G-Sync. What is your opinion on the laptop? Do you see that yet in your stream?
I'm just getting to those questions.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought maybe mine going faster than yours.
I'm still scrolling trying to answer each
Oh,
question.
okay.
Can you overclock the i7?
No. The i7 is not overclockable. You have to buy an i9 if you want to overclock it, which I don't suggest unless you're buying like a really thick laptop, because all the thinner laptops with i9s they're good. It's just they overheat way too easily. You don't get the performance you should be getting.
So I think a lot of people are asking about the fans because it's apparently known that this has really loud.
Really loud fans? Okay, so yeah, we'll test that out. Like we'll do a simple heat test. I don't expect it to get too hot based on the time of this stream. We'll see how much the fans ramp up. They're starting to get a little bit louder now doing this little display test, but they're not overbearing yet.
Hendrik asks, does the laptop have a dedicated turbo button?
I mean, there's a Asus button here, but this might just bring you to the command center. I don't want to push it yet. We'll find out as soon as this display calibration test is done.
Abdullah asks, where can I buy that thing to fix the color accuracy?
Spider 5, you can buy it on, I'm pretty sure you can buy it on Amazon, or you can buy it from Datacolor, which is the website that sells them. There's tons of them. There's Spider 5, there's Xmonkey, there's Colorite, there's Kalman. There's so many different companies that do it. Just find the cheapest one if you just want to calibrate your display.
Neil, we would like to know more details if you're asking for what laptop to buy. Give us scenarios. In-game comedy says IPS or TN?
TN. This is a TN panel, hence why you got G-Sync and 120 hertz.
Where are we at? Good night, Matt, Sushant says. We'll enjoy the whole thing in the morning for sure.
Thanks, Shashan. You have yourself a great sleep. I hope you dream of...
Matthew.
No, not of Matthew. I hope you dream of
Matthew.
a laptop that doesn't thermal throttle.
Nirmit asks, best gaming laptop under 1,000, any screen size?
Best gaming laptop under 1,000, any screen size. So you're looking at the Y530, the G3, the Acer Nitro 5. Out of those ones, I'd probably go with the Y530, to be honest. I really like that laptop. I'd go with the Y530.
So a lot of people are saying the function key in F5 is for the fans.
The function key in F5? Okay. Oh yeah, here it is. There's the fans.
Well, I imagine you have to give it some time, right?
I don't hear anything. Okay, we'll test it out. Let's just finish first, guys. Because if this messes up, then we have to do it all over again, and then there's going to be a riot in the comment section.
Best display laptops under $1,500.
Best display laptops are 1,000. With a dedicated GPU or just like an Ultrabook? Need more details.
Mine just give him the best display laptop under $1,500.
Oh man, best display laptop for under $1,000. You're probably looking at like an Asus ZenBook, Asus ZenBook. You're probably looking at the Acer. No, the Swift doesn't have a good display. You're probably looking at, Asus ZenBook would probably be your best bet. Or like a Lenovo Yoga 730.
Okay, a couple of questions. Giovanni asks, hey Matt, are you married? And if yes, is your wife
Holy smokes.
Gillows?
Look at this screen color shift. Okay, this is white. Can you see how it looks for you? What do the colors look like to you?
Currently looks orange.
Yeah, it looks orange unless you look. So there is lots of color shifting going on. So like, I'm kind of like at a 45-degree angle, and it looks very orange. Unless I'm looking directly in the center, then it turns all white. So if you are using this, if people are sitting beside you, you're gonna notice some serious color shifting. But if you're just gaming and you're directly in front of it, it looks normal, like typical TN panels do. Yes, I am married. I'm married with 2 kids.
Okay, cool. So, Synergy, can you game on the Aspire 7?
I mean, it's using the AMD Vega Intel combo GPU, the RX Vega ML. So yeah, it's kind of as fast as a GTX 1050 Ti, maybe slightly slower. So technically you can game on it, but the CPU and GPU itself kind of run a little hot. Okay, test is done. We're gonna save this. We're gonna go next. Let's see what it looks like. So right now I'm looking at the calibrated view. Calibrated, so yeah, it's so much warmer now. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but before...
Well, I wouldn't say warmer, it's more accurate now.
Yeah, it's accurate, but it's warm. Look how cold that is. Look how much warmer it is. Look at that. Cold.
I think this is the first
warm.
time that people will be able to see a difference.
Canada, yeah, really, I know. That's how dramatic it is. Canada, Jamaica. Canada, Jamaica. There you go, guys. All right, let's find out the color accuracy.
So whilst you're doing that,
Wow.
Oop.
Wow. 100% sRGB. I'm shocked. I did not think this monitor would have 100% sRGB. That's actually better than all of the laptops at this price point.
Yeah.
But it's a TN panel.
like if you're off by an angle.
Yeah, if you're
1
not by an
degree.
angle. If you're looking directly on, 100% sRGB and 88% Adobe RGB. That's impressive for a TN panel. I gotta give this TN panel some credit over here.
Okay, quick questions. Is this actually a better deal than the GF63?
The GF60, well, yeah, I mean, okay, listen. The GF63 you only buy because you want the lightest laptop possible, okay? Because you're using a 1050 Ti Max Q, it's not going to be as powerful. This is obviously better for gaming at the end of the day. But that's the difference. That's what it comes down to. Do you want something that's super portable or do you want a better gaming laptop? This one's going to be a better gaming laptop.
Fernando asked, does this calibration work on any screen? Like, can I buy a monitor with a crappy calibration? And with this, would it look much better?
So,
No.
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, if your monitor's crap, it's always going to be crap. But what it will do is take that color that you have on the display and just try to get it as accurate as possible. But it's not going to, like, give you more colors to look at or anything like that. It's just going to adjust it based on the room lighting and all that
So
stuff.
essentially, if you only hit 50% sRGB, at least the calibration would get it working best under that 50%.
Exactly.
Narcissus asks, is this a good option for a $1,500 budget, or should we be looking at something else? And if so, what do you recommend?
$1,500 budget, you can buy a lot better laptops than this. Like just off the top of the head, if you're looking at mid-range laptops, that means you're in the category for the HP 115, the Acer Predator Helios 300, which are obviously better. I've seen some deals on Predator Helios 500 laptops around $1,650. So watch those out if they drop, because that would be a sweet deal as well.
Twice asks, this or the LG Gram?
Those are like totally two different categories. That's like asking me, do you want steak or do you want a piece of lettuce? Like the LG Gram is for someone who wants something light and portable in an ultrabook form factor. You're not gonna be able to game on the LG Gram. This is a full-fledged gaming laptop. So if you want a game, get this. If you don't want a game, you just want something for school, something light and portable, get the LG Gram.
Jen says, looks like there's another version of this that's under 1,000 with a color accurate screen. It's the GL503 Non-Scar Hero Edition, I believe.
Cool.
believes.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many variants of this laptop. Like Asus has one for like basically every person. It's just like Acer. They do the same thing. All right, we're going to do a brightness test. We're going to see how many nits of brightness the screen gets. I was really impressed with the color accuracy so far. Now I'm curious to see how bright the screen gets for you guys if you guys are gaming in the middle of the sun, which I don't suggest you do.
Daniel has a really specific question. He says, after Windows 10 1803 build update, his laptop is now thermal throttling. Any tips?
Your laptop is thermal throttling from a Windows update. That's strange. My suggestion is to basically, so you said you updated. My suggestion is do a clean install. Completely wipe your laptop, reinstall Windows from scratch, see if that makes a difference. If that doesn't make a difference, then obviously make sure you're updated from your laptop's manufacturer software updates from their website. And if that still doesn't make a difference, I would take a look at what programs are causing the CPU and GPU to be maxed out, because that's probably what's happening. See what's causing those spikes in CPU and GPU utilization to find out what's causing your laptop to overheat.
So Avanesh updates us on his question. He says, best display laptops under 1,500 with dedicated GPU for photos, editing, and video.
Oh man, so you want something, so you're looking at something with an MX150. So I think you can get the ZenBook with an MX150. I don't know if it's under $1,000, but it should be pretty close.
1,500.
Oh, 1,500. Yeah. Oh. Huawei MateBook X Pro. If you can get your hands on one, I definitely recommend it. The screen is gorgeous. It's color accurate. It has an MX150. It's a beautiful device. That'd be my first pick.
Wesley,
nits of brightness. 320 nits of brightness, so it's better than the category average of 300, so that's great. So good color accuracy and good screen brightness with this laptop.
Wesley asks, have you reviewed the Ryzen 2700U laptops yet? Do you think that you could game on them, especially on a thick laptop with good cooling?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So the Ryzen's chips and laptops run quite hot. I haven't reviewed any of them yet, so I really can't give you my opinion. But I've heard that they do get hot. right.
Racer guy.
Should we open it up? What's the next thing we should do here?
Yeah, go for it.
Open it up? Okay, let's open it up. Or actually, you know what? Let's do the command center first. Okay, so we're loading up the gaming center. I don't know if you guys can see that. So
Wow,
basically,
that looks disgusting.
it does look disgusting. It looks like I just got on to the worst Star Trek ship in my entire life. And I'm about to, this thing's about to take off into midair and fly into an asteroid. So
what's the screen resolution?
1920 by 1080. Okay, fan proil's on overboost right now.
Pranav says, is this laptop slimmer than the other gaming laptops in this price point?
No, it's not. It's about the same thickness as most. There's actually thinner laptops. Like the Y530 is probably thinner than this.
Ben Hur says, a good 17-inch gaming laptop. So, which?
A good 17-inch gaming laptop? What's your price point? Give me a price point.
All right, then someone who has a price point, Gamers Paradise asks, what is the best gaming/VR laptop for $1,200 or under?
For $1,150, you're probably looking at, for $1,150, you can probably score yourself a Predator Helios 300 or the HP Omen 15 if you're lucky. One of those two I'd go with.
Yusuf is on the charge. He says, I bought a Nitro 5 i7 8th gen with the 1060 on board. You haven't unboxed this one yet. Why? So
last year I reviewed the Nitro 5 and I wasn't impressed with it. So I'm probably a little bit turned off from last year. That's probably the reason I haven't done it yet. But if I get enough requests, I'll go ahead and unbox it and take a look at it. Okay, I can't get the fans to boost. There must be an easier way to do this. So we got the, okay, so we game visuals. Oops, what was that? So here's the RPG stuff. Oh, so basically you have like presets for, so you have different game visual presets. You can leave it in default. You can have it in like racing mode, RPG, scenery, FPS, or cinema.
This is going to throw your calibration right off.
Oh, pretty much. I'm going to put it back to default. All right, so how do we turn up these fans?
Lover of Tech missed the calibration readings.
100% sRGB and 88% Adobe RGB. Very good colors on this thing, even though it's using a TN panel. Okay, here we go. This is the settings for the Sonic radar. So this would be the, was this the Asus logo? No. Settings.
Cactus Sack asks, what is your favorite laptop this year?
So I just did a video on that. You should go check it out. It's called the Razer Blade 15. I'm switching laptops. Right now, that is my go-to laptop for traveling and for mobile experience. I was using a Surface Book 2 before that, and before that I was using the Dell XPS 15. But I've heard good things about, again, it was the Gigabyte Aero 15. Everyone's like, check that out, instead of the Razer Blade. So I have to get my hands on that.
Spy Smocking asks, are Asus laptops good quality laptops? Because I heard bad reviews about Asus stuff.
So that's a great question. It depends on the Asus laptop. I'm not too familiar with this year's models. Like I'm going to test this. But the Zephyrus, for example, the Zephyrus is a very well-built laptop. I was actually really impressed with that. In fact, if it was actually a little bit lighter, had a smaller plug and a slightly weaker GPU, I'd probably switch to that laptop over the Razer Blade 15. So it depends on the product you buy. The lower end stuff, not the best build quality, but that goes for most laptop manufacturers.
Abdullah asks, will you try any heavy games on the stream?
Yeah, what game? What game do you want me to try? You guys tell me what games you want me to play and I'll play it. Like Minesweeper? I can do some Minesweeper.
Why don't you put a vote on your Discord and then everyone can vote for a game? When I suggest any of this stuff, do you actually do it on your Discord channel?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I should probably do it.
There you go, people. There you go.
The voice of reason has spoken.
Someone asked, I just lost it. What about the Dell 7577?
I haven't tried the 2018.
That was from
That's last year's model. That's 7577 was last year. That was one of the better gaming laptops last year to choose from. If you can get a great deal on it, why not?
So I need to. I'm falling way behind on questions, so you can just answer them quick.
Okay.
Ben Hur, 17-inch gaming laptop under 1,300.
I don't think there is a 17-inch gaming laptop under 1,300. Oh, maybe the Strix Scar.
Abdullah asks, is the screen matte or glassy?
Matte, like my name.
Charbel, the specs and the price was listed earlier on in the stream. Okay. Sarub, I think. Asus GL503 VM 1060 or the Acer Predator Helios 300 144 Hz 1060.
GL503 VM. That's the one with the
1060.
1060. See, I haven't tested that one, so I really can't give you my opinion on it. So I'm just going to say Predator Helios 300.
I don't know if this exists, but Nimet asks the best Ultrabook for $1,000.
It's probably an Asus ZenBook, is my guess.
Candlelight FX says, how is the build of this laptop compared to the Legion Y730?
Oh, the Y730 is so much better.
Cool. Avinash says, Huawei laptops aren't available in India. Can you suggest another one? This is the one you suggested.
For under 1,500?
I think this was the MateBook X one that you suggested.
Got to remove the rubber band if you want to get to the middle portion. This is not a mistake. But that almost hit me in the eye. I could have lost an eye there.
So, answer?
Yeah, I said. Check out the Acer Spire 7.
There you go. Gillis asks,
Or the Deluxe PS2-in-1 if you can get it for under $1,500. That'd be a good choice too.
best laptop for under $2,000.
Best laptop for Ultrabook or gaming laptop?
No.
I need specifics, people. Come on.
Okay, Benjamin. Best gaming laptop for under $1,500 with a 1060 and 8th gen Core i7.
1,600, you said?
Yeah, no, 1,500 with a 1060. You asked the specifics. You got specifics.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. So you're still looking at the mid-range. So it's going to be either the HP Omen 15 or Predator Helios 300.
Racer guy, should I get a Dell G3 or Acer Nitro 5 now? Or should you wait and get a gaming laptop with a 1,200 price range with an RTX chip?
I wouldn't wait for the RTX chips. I mean, you're not 4K gaming, so you're not going to see a huge performance increase. So I wouldn't wait for them. So I would go with one of the other two that you just mentioned.
Pranat asks, this TN panel or an average IPS, which one would you prefer?
If I was doing color correct work, I'd still prefer. Actually, that's a great question. I think I'd rather have an IPS panel, to be honest. And that, if for my situation, because I do a lot of content creation, but if you're strictly gaming, this is great. Next question, hit me up.
Is the top of this laptop plastic from Hendrik?
Yes, it is.
Does this have G-Sync and Optimus?
It does have G-Sync. It does not have Optimus.
In the title.
Yes, it has. Does it have Optimus? Yes, it has Optimus.
Razer Blade 15 or Y730?
Razer Blade 15. No competition there.
Okay. Do you think the Razer... Oh, I lost it. Damn it.
Slacking, Ash. That's it.
No, this window just moves down on its own.
What's going on here? Do I have another screw that's inserted? It's not coming out.
Okay. Do you think the Razer Blade 15 is expensive from Cactus Sack?
Definitely. I think the Razer Blade 15 is really expensive. It's definitely overpriced. I don't suggest it unless you really love Razer products and you plan on buying it for a very long period of time.
Cool. Synergy asks 1063 gig or 1050 Ti?
1063 gig or 1050 Ti? 1063 gig.
You should thank Tom for answering tons of questions.
Tom, you're the man. You know I love you. He doesn't need to know that. He knows already. He knows. He knows I appreciate him.
People want to see games like Gears of War 4, Witcher 3, etc. CSGO.
Missing a screw here. Hold on a second here.
Matt is currently occupied. He cannot answer any questions right
CSGO, that ain't intensive.
Did you find out if this has Thunderbolt 3?
We're going to find out when I load it back up. But I think it doesn't.
And Project Cars 2.
It's really not that intensive. I was expecting like someone to say Crisis.
Loads of people made Crisis jokes.
Oh, do they really?
I figured you might die, so
I probably would have. There we go. We're getting around there. There we go.
So Wan Remy says, what about price? Do you think it's worth the money, this laptop?
Do I think it's worth the money?
Yeah, come on.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. We're missing something here. I think there's a screw somewhere in the middle. For 1150, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much in line with the competition, so it's not like too expensive or anything. It just depends on how it acts. Like, is it going to overheat? Is it going to cause thermal issues? How are the fans? We know how the sound is. We know how the display is. So if all those things check out, then I totally think it'll be worth it. I just got to figure out how to get inside of this thing because I think I have another screw stuck somewhere.
Rohan, I know you've asked this quite a few times, but I don't get your question. Maybe you do. I'll ask it to you. He says, my SSD, if full, automatically Acer Predator Helios 300 128 gigabyte SSD. So
What? I have no idea what you just said.
If you could maybe ask it another way, I can try and...
Yeah, ask me in English and I will tell you your answer.
Spy Smocking says, are you going to review the MSI Stealth GS65? Heard it's a good Max Q.
No, I'm not reviewing the MSI GS65. I've asked for a review. I'm going to get something else instead. Something even better. You have to wait for it.
Gamers Paradise says, I know everybody says this, but the HP Omen or the Helios 300, are they pretty much the same at this point, screen and performance-wise?
If you get the 144 Hz version of the HP Omen 15, it's the exact same thing. The only advantage of getting the HP Omen 15 over the Predator Helios is for it being lighter. And the second reason, it has a Thunderbolt 3 port, whereas the Predator Helios 300 does not.
So this is an interesting question. Rutger asks, where
Am I missing a screw here?
Where is the best place to buy laptops internationally for like the best customer support?
The best customer support. So from what I hear, I have no experience with this, so take this with a grain of salt. I hear Razer has like pretty bad customer support. My experience with Dell has been good. So Dell, I recommend Dell, even though they're sometimes annoying to deal with. They do have good customer support. Asus, I've never dealt with before in terms of customer support. I've heard mixed stories. It's probably not the worst. Acer's not bad. Yeah, I'd probably say Dell's the best customer support out of all the gaming laptops.
Jasper's back in the stream. He says, what's up, guys? Kind of late to the pie, but glad he made it.
Jasper, welcome back, buddy. Jasper from Europe? Jasper?
Taib says, I bought an Acer Predator Helios 500, still not delivered yet, 1080p version. Was that a good decision?
Acer Predator Helios 300 1080p version?
500, 1080p version.
Acer Predator Helios 500. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a great laptop. I love that laptop. It's thick, it's heavy, but for the price, it's great value and it runs well. It's a good machine. You'll like it. So I'm missing a screw somewhere here, guys.
Typical.
Unless... Oh, that's probably what it is, right here. Silly me. Okay,
wow,
we're good.
That was really bad. Yo, Mihal says, careful not to break the laptop, fool.
Yeah, I won't.
I added the fool. You need to disconnect the HDD cable from the motherboard in order to remove the back cover.
Great.
I don't know why you have this job. Pretty useless.
Why do they do that? Okay, there we go. So I got another screw out. Oh, there's one more screw over here.
But you have missed a ton.
Usually they don't do this though. Usually they just have like the screws on the bottom. And that's it. See, this guy giving me advice has no idea what he's talking about because I don't have to remove anything. All right, we're finally inside after a little bit of work. Wow. Whoa. Okay, that's obviously a bit of an exaggeration, but we have a 3 heat pipe system going across the middle. CPU and GPU is underneath it, obviously. We have 1 RAM slot right here. Your other one is right here, which is upgradable. You can put up to 32 gigabytes inside of here. M2 SSD. This one is I believe it's NVMe, PCI Express. I think it's PCI. We'll do a speed test afterwards. We've got your battery. This one is 64 watt hours, so it's slightly bigger than the Wi-Fi 30, but not as big as the Dell G7. What else do we got? 2.5-inch hard drive, which is actually on the other side of the bottom of the case. You can swap that out for a 2.5-inch SSD, or you can leave this in here. I don't think there's a reason to upgrade right now. I mean, you have the boot drive for your Windows operating system. I put all my games on here, and that's it.
So how does the hard drive connect to the rest of the board?
Oops, I ripped it out.
Yeah.
I owe him an apology. I did rip it out. I hope I didn't break it. No, I didn't. We should be okay. We're good. We're good. I didn't break it. Okay. What else? Wi-Fi card is replaceable or swappable. Stop laughing at me, Ash.
This is so bad.
I don't know. The heating system looks pretty decent.
Nobody should ever listen to you.
They should always listen to me because I am the chosen one.
Do you wanna do a liquid metal thing again?
No, let's not do it. Hey, okay. That laptop still works perfectly, okay? And it's actually doing quite well. It's faster than it's ever been. It's actually on Nitro now. Before it wasn't on Nitro. Now it's the 8. Now it's the Nitro spinning forever.
Sure.
All right. So anyways, that's the inside of the laptop. So basically, you can upgrade everything except for the CPU and GPU, which is pretty standard stuff on all gaming laptops or most laptops in general, unless you're buying a MacBook. All right, let's put this back thing.
On that MacBook question, Daniel says, is the base model 2017 13-inch MacBook Pro good for Adobe After Effects? He wants to make some music charts with some 2-dimensional audio visualizers and lyrics.
Absolutely not. Do not buy a MacBook Pro for After Effects. Anything that's related to the Adobe suite. You're better off. You'll get more value for money if you buy a Windows laptop, period. If you're using Final Cut, that's a totally different story because it's your only option and you'll get great performance. But when it comes to Adobe, You get more bang for your buck when it comes to getting a Windows laptop instead.
Giovanni asks, Matt, are you ever planning to unbox a military-grade laptop like the rugged Dell or
Oh,
GTX?
that'd be cool. I actually want to. I mean, if one of the companies want to send me out one, if you're watching this, let's do it. And all right, let's put this back together without breaking it.
Just making my way through the questions. Michael made the stream.
Michael, thank you for joining, buddy.
Josh asks, what editing video laptop can he get for under 1,000 Great British pounds?
Oh, 1,000 Great British Pound. How much is that in US, Ash? Come on, you're British. Give me the conversion.
I'm assuming that'd be maybe like 1,300.
1,300? Oh man, so you're looking at a gaming laptop for editing video. So you're probably
13,
looking at
14, maybe.
yeah, you're probably looking at one of the mid-range laptops that I was talking about earlier, like the Omen 15 or the Predator Helios 300, just because you're not going to get anything else for that price. What's so funny?
Dallas King was like, low key, that laptop is dead.
You're funny, Dallas. We're gonna load it up, and you're gonna feel like the worst person in the world.
So we should do stress test next,
Yeah, let's do stress test.
because people want to really know about if this thermal throttles. It's
Okay.
like the only thing on people's minds.
That's all they care about, eh? Is throttling. Shit, it's probably a good idea next time to remember where I put each screw.
Our Shattered Legacy says Matt should do another walkthrough of liquid metal with this laptop. Yeah, I agree.
No, let's not. Let's not do that. Oh crap.
Okay, so more people are asking about the RTX stuff. Mohammed asks, should he buy a laptop now or wait for the RTX series?
Just buy one now. I mean, the only reason to get an RTX is if you're gonna be gaming at 4K. I mean, yeah, you're gonna see faster frame rates, but at the end of the day, it's not that big of a difference. Tom, thank you for paying me off and calling me bad at opening. You purposely did that just so that would be highlighted, so you can let me know how much I suck at opening laptops. That is savage of you, Tom. And that's why your name is Tom the Tech Savage, and that's why I love you.
John messages you and says, I got banned from LTT's Discord for saying Fortnite is bad and regret for playing it.
You know what? You're more than welcome to come to my Discord server and say Fortnite is bad, because I agree with you, John.
Everyone's leaving your Discord channel right now.
Everyone's just gone. All right, take out all the screws in this one.
Ugenta asks, thoughts on a Strix Scar 2's 1070 version?
Strix Scar 2 1070. I don't know. I've never used it. I know you guys don't like these answers, but I'd rather be honest with you and say I've never used it than give you my opinion like other reviewers would do who haven't used it, and then you go out and buy it and then are disappointed. So I haven't used it. I can't give you my opinion.
So thermals is coming up along with fan noise and audio readings.
Exactly. We can do all that at the same time. Okay, so that's in. Let's put this guy back on.
I think I'm actually caught up with the questions for once. Oh, Abhinav says Dell G3 or Asus TUF FX 504.
Man, that Asus TUF comes up all the time. I wonder, like, they don't offer it here in Canada or even the United States. I think it's more of like an international model.
You should import it in.
I know I should, just for these guys, because like they're always asking for it. Like I haven't used the TUF, so I'm gonna say Dell G3. It's not bad. Dell G3 is okay. It's fine. Okay, we'll do the rest of the screws.
Shiro says, I bought a used Alienware 15R3 2016. Should he repaste the GPU and CPU after 2 years of use?
Well, it depends. If you're finding it's overheating quite easily, I mean, yeah, go for it. You can try. But if it's not, then what's the point?
Georges, I think I asked this before, but I don't know if you answered. But best gaming laptop under 1,200.
I think I've answered that question like 5 times in the stream. Best gaming laptop. I probably change the answer every time too. Best gaming laptop for $1,200. For $1,150. So this is $1,150. So this is something you'd be looking at. You can get a more powered Y530. That's a good option. You can try to score a good deal on the Predator Helios 300. I don't think you'll get an HP Omen 15 for that price.
So I'll tell you what, this is what Matt's going to do if he has any respect for any of you guys. He's going to go on his Discord channel and he's going to make a thread, and for every $100 dollars, he's going to put a laptop that you should get. And then anytime any of you ask, you could go there and check it out.
I'll just say Discord server, Discord server, Discord
and
server.
He'll update it every month or something.
Yes.
Does that sound good to you?
I think that makes a better idea instead of me answering it every single time.
Cool. All right, Daniel asks, do you think the Surface Laptop Core M3 is a good choice for school?
I think the one that comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's fine, but I mean, there's better options for that price point. The Surface laptop, I mean, I love the Surface laptop. It's a beautiful piece of machinery, but you are overpaying for it at that price.
People want you to compare the Alienware 15R4 versus the Dell G3 1050 Ti.
Alienware 15R4, that's like a much more powerful computer.
People want to see it.
I'm not gonna, honestly, I don't recommend the Alienware 15R4. I reviewed that, and that thing was just an overheating mess. Like, it was just brutal.
Alpha Reed says, can you get a hello?
Hello. Hello, my friends. Okay, one more screw. So I'm going to screw this in with confidence. If you guys know where that's from, type it in the comments below.
So Our Shattered Legacy says, found out a funny case with a Tough series. The FX504 came out not too long ago, and they already have another one coming out.
All right, laptop is booting up. You know, one day I'm going to boot up the laptop and it's just not going to work.
I can't wait for that day.
I know you can't wait for that day.
It's going to be hilarious. What do you think about the latest slim gaming laptops?
I think the slimmer we get, the more problems with overheating. That's my biggest issue. You know, that's the big issue, is just overheating. And we want slimmer, portable laptops, but we're forgetting about heat.
Yo, here's an interesting question. Can we expect some peripherals reviews? Mouse and keyboards. You hear that? Keyboards.
We're working on a keyboard thing. Definitely working on a keyboard thing.
I really want keyboards, and Matt's like, nah, I don't like keyboards. So
I like keyboards. I just don't love them enough to do a whole video on it. But we're going to do one anyways because he's making me do it.
I want some keyboards. Saul asks, how's the maximum suck on the laptop?
Lots of good. This sucks hard. No, I'm just joking. We're going to put the fans on. We're going to load up the heat test right now. I'm just installing AIDA64. We're going to do a simple heat test and see how this performs. I'm going to load up HW info so we can actually see the CPU temps. And we're going to have a discussion about it. Got to download HW
Daniel
info.
asks, what other options are there other than the Surface Laptop M3? Or Mark III?
How much did that go for? Like $700 US? So if you want like best value, I would probably look at the Asus VivoBook with the MX150 or the Acer Aspire E15 or the Acer, what's the other one? Acer, not Swift. Is it Swift? I forget the other one by Acer. But either the Asus VivoBook with the MX150, you can get it for like $650, or the Acer Aspire E15. They're chunky. They're not the most appealing laptops, but you'll get the most value for money.
Ibrahim says, thank you. He bought the Acer Helios 300 after your videos. It's great.
Awesome. See, I love hearing that stuff. I love making people happy. I just can't wait for the day that someone yells at me, but so far it's been all positive, and that's what I love here. It means I'm doing something right sometimes.
I swear you just block them anyways.
That's true. I probably do.
Johnny asks, Commodore 64 versus Sinclair ZX Spectrum.
That's coming up in a future review, but it's going to be a long one, a very long one. It's still rendering that file.
Okay, Ashik PM says i5 1050 versus i7 1050 versus i5 1050 Ti versus i7 1050
Oh,
Ti.
Jesus Christ. i5 1050 versus i7 1050 versus...
1050 Ti versus 1050 Ti.
I mean...
i7 1050 Ti.
i7 1050 Ti is going to be your fastest one, but if you're just gaming, the i5 is totally fine. You're not going to notice that much of a performance gain by going to i7.
Cool. Here's a good question. Narcissus asks, Matt, is there any gaming laptop we should stay away from this year? If there is one, what made you choose it? I mean, I would say the Alienware, no?
Oh yeah, the Alienware 15R4, that was hot in every single way. Yeah, definitely stay away from that. I mean, most of them do a pretty decent job for gaming laptops. It's more of the like content creation laptops that I have problems with, like the Dell XPS 15, for example. I'd stay away from that this year. But like the gaming laptops have been pretty solid just because they have thicker chassis. Okay, I'm loading up 86.
I don't know if Dallas is just trolling you, but
he's trolling me. Dallas is always trolling me.
So what's the best laptop under $299?
The one that you can 5-finger from a truck.
So Our Shattered Legacy is just adding to the conversation. It says, in my opinion, it's not exactly possible to get a slim gaming laptop that doesn't have the risk of overheating due to the hardware inside.
He's absolutely right.
If they updated Thunderbolt with 4 more lanes, then it could be possible.
He is absolutely right. He's also from England, you know. He lives in Canada just like you.
beautiful.
Do you feel a bond?
I do.
Okay, just checking.
Rose says, by the way, thanks for your awesome videos. It really helped me whilst I was searching for a gaming laptop.
First of all, his name is Shiruz. Okay, that's my guess. And you're welcome.
All right.
All right, here we go. You ready for the test? We're going to start it up. Right now, we're boosting to 3.9. Let me make sure this is on best performance. I want to make sure this is ready to go. It's on best performance. We're going to load up the Asus Command Center. We're going to put on Extreme. We got it on Extreme. We have, what else? So yeah, this thing is ready to go.
Thanks, Tom, for taking care of the spam, by the way.
Wow, who was spamming?
I think Hector just said the same thing like 17,000 times.
Okay, yeah, Tom is savage. He has no patience for that kind of stuff in there. You guys got to watch out for Tom. One move, boom. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Time to load her up. Trial version of Ada 64 because I'm too cheap to pay for it. All right. Okay, so far so good. We're up at 100% CPU utilization. Boosts have been lowered down to 2.6.
Can you just lower the brightness on the screen?
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to go down a little bit more so we can see what's going on with CPUs. Hold on. Brightness on screen. Let's lower this so people can see. Or why can't I see this? Okay. Is that good?
There you go.
See if I can give them the full view here. Okay, so far no thermal throttling. So far CPU temps are good.
Yo, Dallas, I asked him the question. He didn't want to answer.
For $2.99?
For $2.99.
I told him he's have to steal it. Or get it off the back of a truck.
Sajid asks, Matt, are you of Indian descent?
No, I am not.
Well, we were talking this morning. You probably could be.
I could be. I could probably be the next Imran Hashmi.
So Benjamin asks, when are you going to do the video on the best wireless gaming headset?
Oh, I think I actually did one. Oh. So the
You're
one
not
that
getting the new Razer thing.
I haven't asked for it. I mean, I've gotten a couple requests. Do you guys want me to review the new Razer headset? Apparently, it's supposed to be good. The Nari.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise Dave's done a video. You could go watch that.
Such a jerk.
I mean, tons of other people too.
Yeah,
But
tons
I
of
liked
other people
his
have.
review was good.
No, if you guys want me to, I can. All right, so right now we're boosting to about 2.7, 100% CPU utilization. It's not thermal throttling, which is great. 75 degrees Celsius seems to be the average. So far, I'm impressed. But again, it's only been a minute 30. Fan noise. This thing is loud. I find that I have to actually boost up my voice to talk to you guys. To give you guys an example, I don't know if you guys can see this. To give you an idea. So we're looking at like 58 decibels when it's under full load. I think the fans can still go louder than this. But it is pretty loud.
So are there any good gaming laptops that don't, pile on the sound and don't heat up?
I mean, no. I mean, any gaming laptop you're going to buy, you're going to be able to hear. I mean, they have to keep the CPU cool. They're just too thin not to. It's not like a desktop where you have all that space, right? And you have water cooling if you really want to go crazy with it.
I think it's getting louder.
Should we do another test?
Just leave it on the table, right?
Okay, let's leave it on the table. Okay, so that's doing that. Let's give it another look. We're at 76 degrees. I wonder if it's power throttling because it's not boosting past 2.7. So I think instead of thermal throttling, this laptop is power throttling to prevent the CPU temps from going up. Let's download the Intel Extreme utility.
Do you want to give it 10 seconds?
And see if it's power throttling. I'm not stopping it.
No, so we could see the number.
Okay. It's about 63, but it's right beside the fans right now. Like more realistically, it'd be over here. And it drops back down to like 57, 59. Okay. Questions. Hit me up, Ash.
Is it worth waiting for the 2060 or 2017 mobile cards?
Oh my God, again?
Yeah, people keep asking.
I don't think it's worth it, personally. I think obviously you're going to get a nice speed boost, which will be great, but it's more for 4K gaming, and there's nothing out right now that really takes advantage of ray tracing. So if you're in desperate need of a laptop, just buy one. I don't think you're going to regret it.
GamePort Ultra says, is there any laptop that has an i7 processor with Thunderbolt support?
i7 processor with Thunderbolt support? Oh yeah, tons of laptops. The HP Omen 15, the ThinkPad X1 Extreme, the Dell G7. There's tons of laptops with Thunderbolt 3 support.
Mohammed asks, do you think laptops are getting better and more practical than PCs?
I mean, for portability, Ash is shaking his head no. I think the gap is slowly closing, but we're still kind of a ways out just because, at the end of the day, even though you have an i7 in here, that i7 processor is still technically slower than the i7 version on the PC, right? And just because the version on the PC can run hotter, therefore you can push them harder and get better performance. So, no, I don't think we'll ever be in that position for at least for another 15 to 20 years, but they're just great laptops in terms of being able to have something powerful enough to travel with.
Project asks, Matt, do you think the i7-8750H and a GTX 1050 Ti is a worthy deal for $1,500?
i7-8750H and GTX 1050 Ti, $1,500? Is this US? Because if that's US, definitely not a good deal.
Rudolph asks, are there any good pre-built desktop PCs for gaming worth buying?
Oh man, I haven't reviewed a pre-built in a long time, so I'm probably the wrong person to ask that question.
I know Hardware Canucks just did a video yesterday.
Yeah. Check out HWC. They do a lot of pre-built gaming PCs. I know they did one on one of the Legion laptops or Legion PCs. You might want to check them out.
Yeah, that was the one that came out yesterday.
Was it Legion? Yeah. It's a really nice case. Okay, so this does not have Thunderbolt 3. And in terms of... Oh, I have to restart it? I don't want to restart it. Let's see if I can load it up without restarting.
Gabriel, I'm assuming, is pretty late. He says, how color accurate was the screen? Is it worth getting the G7 and hooking it up to an external monitor for content creation?
So if you're planning up to hook an external monitor for content creation, the G7 would be the better buy. It has a more powerful GPU. But this screen is 100% sRGB. But it's TN. So if that's going to bother you, then you're better off with the G7.
Benjamin asks, because it didn't get answered, what's the best wireless headphones?
The best wireless headphones that I've used for gaming recently is the Arctis Wireless Pro wireless headphones. They're really good. I like those a lot.
Non-gaming, the Sony ones would be a good shout.
The Sony ones, but they're not really for gaming though.
Non-gaming, I said.
Oh, he said non-gaming.
No, I'm saying.
For non-gaming, yeah.
Because he didn't specify, so I'm doing both.
Yeah, non-gaming. The Sonys are people still like the Bose QC35s.
What's the Sony's called? It's like something.
WX1000s or 2000s or something. They're really good.
Tom asks, is there a big difference between a 120 Hz screen and a 144 Hz screen?
I don't think you'll see the difference. It's not a huge difference. You're not going to be like, oh my God, I have to have 144 over 120. Okay, so far, so I think it's power throttling. It's not showing in the Intel Extreme utility just because I have to restart the laptop, but it hasn't boosted past 2.7. And for those of you unfamiliar, the i7-8750H can boost up to 3.9. So I think it's power throttling in order to keep CPU temps down, which means Asus has probably limited the amount of power the CPU can receive. So maybe it'll go to 45 watts, drop down to 38, and remain at 38. That's my guess.
Tom, what pre-built computer do you have? Let everyone know.
Yes, Tom.
And then everyone can go buy that one.
There you go. And your phone. Okay, so yeah, this is a very short test. I'm going to leave it at this. It's already 5:10. Is it right time? 5:10? Yeah. I'm going to do a more extensive one when I actually game on it, because when you start gaming and things are going up and down, it doesn't power throttle as much. We'll get a better idea if this thing actually overheats. So Twitch, Sunday night, 9 p.m.
That Sony wireless headphones is WH1000XM3. Thank you.
That is it.
Base MMQ.
Okay, so I think that's it for this stream. Is there any more questions before I wrap this up?
Tons. Can you recommend a good laptop for Adobe After Effects at 1,200 to 1,300? Need something portable.
So I just answered this question. You're looking at a gaming laptop. Like all the content creator laptops, like the XPS 15 and the Asus ZenBook Pro, those are going to be all out of your price range. Actually, you know what? Speaking of Asus products, I'm not sure exactly how much this one costs because it just got announced during IFA. There's a new Asus ZenBook with a 1050 Ti Max Q in it. That might be a good option. If they price it well, which they probably will, Asus usually has very good value for money. That might be a great option if you want something portable. If that's not in your price point, then yeah, you're gonna have to look at gaming laptops. So something like this, for example, maybe the Acer Predator Helios 300. HP Omen 15, all those laptops that I mentioned earlier.
Okay, so lots of people, still another week, another request for the Xiaomi laptop.
I'm trying to get one, guys. I'm trying to get one.
And then Benjamin doubles down and asks for some reviews on the Razer Nari wireless headphones.
Okay. I'll request a pair of those since you guys are asking. So that's pretty much it for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will review this laptop. I'll probably be out sometime soon, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions you want me to go through, let me know in the comments below or hit me up on my Discord server and post it in the feedback or Ask Moniz section.
And
I'll make sure to get it in the review as well. Sorry, what were you going to say?
And Sunday.
And Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time Twitch stream. I'll be connecting this to the internet and doing some gaming on it to see how it handles heat and, more importantly, how it performs when it comes to games. So stay tuned for that. Besides that, I think that wraps it up for this live stream. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. If there's any other types of content you want me to cover on the live stream, again, hit me up on the Discord server. Let me know. If your mom's not being nice to you, if you're having relationship problems, maybe your dog looked at you the wrong way, I'm there for you. I will help you get through those problems. Ash, thank you for manning the red microphone, and good night.
Let's go.